What is the wildest request you've ever had?
I've done public humiliation meetups in restaurants where I've like, I've done my favorite one. There was 7-Eleven. I went to 7-Eleven. I told myself, meet me at 7-Eleven. Like I wanted to pee in the slushie and make him drink it. So I peed in the slushie and I made him drink the blueberry slushie. Like I peed in the cup, brought it out. I'm like, I'll make the slushie. And he made the slushie and he drank my pee for the day. And then I have a really, really good one with the guy. Like I slapped him a lot with the money. Like he gave me like $300. I just slapped him and spit in his face and let him throw him to the floor. And
What's good? My name is Chris Styles. This is Trappin Anonymous. Welcome back. Thank you everybody that's been supporting the movement, keeping us moving. Shout out to Breakbeat. Please follow that Trappin Anonymous on that Instagram. Follow me, Chris Styles. Thank you for, as always, pushing us forward. We're going to keep giving you this content, keep giving y'all some topics to talk about. Do remember that the stories that you hear do not necessarily reflect real life. They're here to educate. They're here so you can learn, get some entertainment, or just keep your little homie off the streets. It's only entertainment. Please don't get me indicted. My name is Chris Styles. Let's get it. Welcome.
Thank you.
I don't even know. What is your role? What is the name of what you do?
I'm a pro dominatrix, also a financial dominatrix, as well as a sex educator, kink educator, but mainly dominatrix.
What is a kink educator?
Kink education comes in when there's people who are introduced to BDSM. They might not know the ins and outs. Everybody have their own misconceptions of what they think BDSM is, but it's not as compact as most people think. So, example, the first thing I say about when I teach about kink education is the fact that everyone has their own kinks. Whether you think you do or whether you don't think you do, you do. Example, the minor example, there's some men, example, who might like feet. That's considered a kink. That's considered a minor kink. There's men who rather a woman with bigger breasts, or there's men who rather a woman with a heavier bottom, but those are considered kinks.
Wow.
Shorter women, taller women, those are considered minor kinks. They're the things that you like, specifically designed to you. That's your kink. It's something that you like. So it's not as broad or far-fetched as most people may think. It's normal.
So if those are minor kinks, what's a major kink?
You have major kinks where you get into water sports. You might have some men who want to be pissed on, who like to be urinated on. You might have men who like, as they say, scat play, aka shitting on somebody, or they might want to eat your feces, or they pay you to poop in a toilet and they want to smell your aroma or something of the sort. It gets wild. You got some who like robbery play. You have some who like bondage, extreme bondage, where they're tied up to where they can't be released at any point, or it varies, but it can go from you liking feet to you liking to be burnt with a hot iron.
Yeah, I think like even when it comes to the BDSM and sort of the dom, we can't help but be intrigued. It's like a small part of us wants to just, what is that? And I think that's how it starts, because curiosity killed the cat, right?
For sure, for sure. Well, first, what it started with me, it was always something that I thought about doing. I joked with my friends all the time. They would say, yo, y'all think you'd be good at this? Try it. And one day I was scrolling and I saw about financial domination. That was my breakthrough. Now, the difference between pro domination and financial domination is basically you have control of someone's pockets, financial situation, any funds that they have, anywhere in the world or online. I don't have to see this person physically. I don't have to ever talk to you for longer than 2 minutes of my day if I don't want to, but there might be someone who will send money just because they want to, because you're beautiful. You posted a pretty selfie today. You put up a ticket and you said, I went out with my friends to brunch today. Who's covering this? And somebody's gonna send the money to cover it. So at first I'm doing my research. I'm like, this shit ain't real. So I started getting more into Twitter, Findom Twitter, as they say, and I shot my shot. I tried it, and I put up my first amount, and I got my first $50. So from then, when I seen, oh, you can get $50 for looking cute, Okay, let me try it again. And I started trying for more, learning the lingo, learning how to talk to them because it's strictly a mind fuck. You're mind fucking them. You're basically telling them you have to give to me because you depend on it. You depend on it, not me. I don't need you, you need me.
How do they go for it? That's just a kink.
It's just the kink. It's a financial kink.
Wow. And you never have to meet them.
No. I have subs in Britain. I have subs in England. I have subs in Wisconsin. I have subs in LA. I have subs in Miami. I have subs where we are in New York or like all over. I may not have even met you before, but have you sent me money? Most likely.
What's the best financial situation you've been a part of?
I can't even say that because it varies. It varies. One day I could make $500 chilling. One day I could get $2,000 sent to my Cash App out of the blue because this sub has been watching me for however long and he decided that he saved up his money and he wanted to send to me. I've had stock subs, I've had bonds. My motto is, personally, it's a motherfucking stick up. You have to give me every dollar you have. I don't care what you have going on. I want 401ks, I want deeds, wills, I want all of that. Tap me into all of your paperwork and financials. I want to be a part of it.
But you seem so nice. Before
That's the joy of it.
Getting you here to do the
Did you hear me? I told you it was a mind fuck.
Oh, okay, so it's like a character, like you're
No, it's just strictly me just saying, once I start saying who I am and what I want, when I lay the law down, that's it. You either have to get with it or you don't. It's up to you.
This shit kind of scary. Okay, so I don't remember hearing about like stuff like this until like social media, and I want to say this probably I started seeing it really trend in about like, I don't know, the last 5 years.
Yeah.
Has there been like an increase in this sort of work?
It has. It has. But also, like you said, I do want to say social media.
Social media.
Also, TV, media, period. Like you have a lot of shows now that have dominatrix, or they have the effects, or they have the outfits, or music even.
50
A
Shades
lot
of
of
Grey.
different, yeah. You have artists who dress as doms in their music videos nowadays. Like, it's very prevalent around people. So I think they're like, okay, I'm interested. What is this about? Then you got some girls who bite down and decide to try to get in. Some of them don't last long. I've been in 5 years. Some don't last long. Sometimes you get in there, they get discouraged. I'm not gonna lie to nobody. Every day may not be a good day. Every day you might not get money. It be days somebody might send me $25 and say, hey God, this is just money I had in my pocket I want to send to you. Some days I get a little 3K. Some days I could rack them up, however, whichever, but it varies. So you gotta really keep the longevity of it.
Yeah, you just reminded me, especially when you said it got real mainstream. I remember like Rihanna had a song, Chains and Whips.
Yeah,
Like they would have like
S&M.
Yeah. So, have you ever shitted on a guy?
No, that's not my thing. But water sports, yeah. Pissed, yes. Shit, no.
Okay, so the first time you had to pee on a guy, kind of walk us through that. Like, were you like a little? Because you have to be in character, I assume.
You know what it is? I'm not gonna lie. As long as I've been doing this as many years as it's been, I still get tickled sometimes. I get a hit up. I'm like, what? Like, I'm not gonna lie. But the first time around, I was just like, okay, just drink some water and you gonna thug it out. It was $2,000. You gonna thug it out? 5 minutes of my time to pee? Okay, let's do it.
I got shy pee, so if people like, I can't, like, I be like, close the door, like, don't, I can't.
No, put the plastic down, you lay down, I'm gonna pee.
Jesus
And
Christ.
we're gonna move forward.
What happens when a guy wants more?
That's a huge misconception as well. If you are entering or you're approaching me as a submissive role is not to want more. Your purpose is to want to serve or just give gratitude. So I know the difference in between if you had experience as a sub or you just trying to fuck or whatever you think is gonna happen. It depends on the approach. I have a submissive A will approach me, goddess, I sent you a tribute. What can I do for you? How can I be of service? Then you got regular hood niggas who hit me up, oh, what's up? How much for da-da-da? This is not what I do, love. I'm not a prostitute, and no offense to the girls who work. I support all sex work. I'm not a prostitute. I don't have sex for any exchange of anything. I barely have to be unclothed. If I want to go to a session in sweatsuits and a t-shirt, I can, because it's just who I am and what I do. It's a fantasy. I'm selling you a fantasy.
What is the wildest request you've ever had?
The robberies.
What the hell is that?
So as I said, my brand, but most people know me as the puppy trainer or the stick-up goddess. So I got really popular for the robberies. It's the motherfucking stick-up is my phrase, but a lot of people hit me up like, do you do planned robberies where you lock subs up and things like that? So I kind of got into it. So basically a sub will he'll approach me first and ask me, you know, what amount can he have on him to be taken, but he has to put in deposit. Once again, it's all consented. It's nothing that I just say, yo, you gonna put this amount of money, I'm gonna rob you and this is what's happening. It's not what happens. It's definitely a consent. It's written out. We talk about the amount that's being given and what deposit comes to me first, because before I step out my house, the deposit has to be given, no refunds. So you set your deposit first, then we set up a place, usually location, I like downtown by the promenade, because it's like real fake, like looking over the water, and then somebody just grab you and put you in a van and take you to somewhere and rob you. Yeah, fantasies.
Like even me, sometimes role playing, role playing, you know, you want to invite new things into the bedroom and stuff like that, and it's like, all right, you know, well, I'm act like a slave master,
Right, yeah, like,
and then like,
oh, whip me, baby.
yeah, like midway through it, I'm like,
I don't like
stupid.
it. I don't like it.
You know, do you ever reach a point where you're just kind of like, what the fuck are we doing?
No, because I feel like the joy about being a pro dominatrix is the fact that I get to choose what I like and what I don't like. I don't have to do it. If you propose it to me, if I don't like it, I don't want to do this. I'm good. It doesn't matter to me about the money that's being given to me. It's if I want to do it or not. And that's what makes the experience more enjoyable. If I enjoy doing this, you're gonna enjoy the session. If I'm not here for it, if I don't like it, I could say, yeah, I don't do this, but I could recommend you to somebody. It's not for me.
How do you date?
I date very normally, actually. The difference is what I do as Bria doesn't transition as me in my personal life. I usually date A-type men, alpha males who are more authoritative, stronger, can make decisions. I like that feeling. I like to be led by my man. So, because in my dominant life, I'm leading men. Like, they're submissive to me. If I feel like you're too soft for me, I'm just like, yeah, you a bitch, I don't like it. I can't take men who don't know who they are. So I date perfectly fine. Once I let them know what I do, and if they're uncomfortable, then that's fine, but I've been lucky to date men who've been very comfortable. My ex-boyfriend, I made him my security. Like, we making money together. You could guard me, watch me as I do whatever I gotta do. It's me, you, and my gun, and we out.
My what?
My gun, and we out.
You keep a gun?
I sure do.
I was gonna ask you about that.
Safeties first.
I was gonna ask, you're traditionally dealing with sort of the more edgier people of the world,
For
right?
sure.
You're not really dealing with like, you know, people that are just, you know, squares. You're dealing with sort of the people that are maybe could be looked at as a little out there,
Yeah.
for lack of a better term.
Yeah.
So how do you, I remember there was one story where they said this IG model had got murdered by like her sugar daddy or something like that.
That's fair to see.
And it's
I've seen
like these people are giving you 401ks, these people are giving you trusts, these people are giving you wills, they're giving you all this kind of money. What other things are they willing to do?
That's true. And you know, with the sugaring situations, a lot of the time it's because they allowed the men to be in their space to that point. They've created these girlfriend experiences. Some of them do that. There's some sugar babies who give the girlfriend experience and it goes too far and now emotions are caught up or things like that. But I feel like when you're a dominatrix, you set the tone. We write contracts. It's not about feelings. It's about the paperwork. It's what's set here, what was said. That's how we usually process things. It's less than feelings. It's really more of a business thing. So safety is really important. Consent is important. Before I have sessions, IDs are sent to me. Before anything is set up, I see your ID. We have a speak. We talk about it. I might show up to the session maybe 10 minutes ahead of time to case the session, location, case you, see what you look like, what's going on. But also now I own a dungeon now, so you can come to my dungeon. When you come, security is here to check you out, and then we can move forward. But my safety is always more important than the next person's.
Well, yeah, talk to us a little bit about that, or even school. If you could school some of the younger women or the women that are interested, but they don't know how to really go about it, you know, how to like do like the screenings and things like that. But it's more so it's like people just see it online and be like, oh, I could do that.
Right. And they just jump in and then something happens and then who's accountable? So the time I've been in the game now, I know other Doms where even now it's, we vet to each other. So if another Dom has said, if they say, oh, I've worked with Dom Faye or whoever, Fee, anybody, I can go to Dom Fee and say, hey, a sub actually inquired to me about you, said that he worked with you previously, how was the experience? And she may give me some feedback, but that's just me going further. You have to do your own checks. You have to do your own background checks. People are insane. You can get murdered, hurt. People do hotel sessions sometimes. It's not safe. It's good to find the dungeons and what's in your area to be safe in a location so we can protect each other. That's the point.
What's the most dangerous it's gotten with you?
Thank God I've never been into no dangerous situations.
Not one.
No.
Wow.
They see security, how I move. I really move very militant when it comes to my safety. So thank God I've never seen any bad experiences.
Have you heard stories?
Of course, I've had Dom sisters who've been slashed in the face. I've had Dom sisters who've been potentially almost raped or hurt. I've had Dom sisters who've been beat up. I've had Dom sisters who've been robbed. I've seen it.
What's off limits for you? What's something that someone requests or something they ask and you just like?
I don't do the shit, scat play. I don't do blood play. I don't do slave, switch master, let me be the black slave. No, I don't do that. I don't switch. Yeah, those are probably my limits right there.
Okay, talk to me first about, so is this something you only do to like white men? Like I've seen the guys on the leash with you. I've seen them like rubbing your feet. I've seen like you sort of dominating over them. Is this like a payback to like white men, like sort of thing?
A little bit.
You feel it like this is for my ancestors, like
a little bit, yeah.
For real?
Yeah. If you follow my work, yeah. When it's like Juneteenth, Black History Month, yeah, my subs write essays. They have to tell me about Black queens, anything. I have a degree in history, so I turn to a history teacher, and they have to send me emails. 500-word essays on Black women and Black people and how we inspire you to be who you are today, because if it wasn't for us, you wouldn't be here. Yeah, I'm heavy on that.
So you into that. You know, I was gonna say, you sound smart to me. You know what I mean?
Yes, I'm
like,
very educated, Dom.
Yeah. This is not like something you turn to because, you know, you couldn't find a job.
No.
You know what I mean?
This is just something I enjoyed that I've turned into a lucrative business that makes me money.
And when you were sitting there in college, you know, about to graduate, did you think that you'd be here?
I always thought in my mind I'd be fighting the power, but you know, this is my way. Like I'm not teaching, but this is what I'm doing. Like, so I implement that in a lot. Any white sub that comes to me, they know, yes, Black queen. They tell me why you like Black queens. Give me 25 reasons why you enjoy us. Why do you like looking at us? Give me reasons why your ancestors are trash. Tell me why you are clear. Why? I make them.
So if we go a little bit into the psychology of that, what do you think that is about?
For them,
Yes.
a lot of them will say it's definitely them paying back for what their ancestors did to us.
And they mean it.
Mm-hmm. Black World Order, New Black World Order, they're heavy into that. You have some who are very into black supremacy whole way through. And they'll let you know I'm here to serve you because of that purpose.
I just, you know, I know this exists, but I just can't fathom sort of how people think and feel and act, and I just can't, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we were talking earlier, we talked about sometimes guys would ask you to fight them.
Yeah. So they'll write me, they'll show me their muscles, how strong they are, and Goddess, can you fight me? I want to see if you can take me down to the death. And I'll be like, yeah, bring it. We gonna fight, put your deposit in, send your ID, and we gonna set this date. And they oh yeah, you're gonna knock me, I'm gonna knock you the fuck out. I'm gonna knock you the fuck out. When you set the session up, like, and we'll set it up, and they wanna fight.
Is this legal?
We try to find line in New York City. It's also another thing, you know, a lot of doms or a lot of sex workers don't do is know their laws in New York City, and it's a very fine line, but it could be. But also, once again, it's consented, which is why I always get contracts, I always get signatures, I always get IDs, I always make sure I keep a thread of messages of what's being said, because it's for my files to let you know it was consented to if this person says anything, or if I was to be arrested or anything of the sort, because we still get tickets the same way as a prostitute would.
Oh.
So you have to protect yourself, but
They run to the cops like, yeah, this girl beat my ass.
right. And I'm like, he paid me for this. So now it's looking like, okay, payment, things like that. It's a fine line of treads, but you have to know your laws.
You mentioned this earlier, but I have to ask, what is Bloodplay?
Bloodplay is usually when you have doms who do like knife play, and they'll like cut into your skin lightly, or depending how in depth or deep you might like the cuts to be, they'll allow you to make names and designs and patterns. And you have some who like safety pins stuck into them, threaded into them. You have some people who, yeah, it gets really intense with blood play, and that's just not my lane. I don't do blood. So there's some doms who take that the more very sadistic route, and some that don't. I'm not one that does.
How long do you see yourself doing this for?
Truthfully, I didn't even think I'd be doing it this long. I didn't expect it to even go this far the way it did. I never even expected it to be a public thing, the way it went viral for me, because I was doing it under the radar for 2 years. And then a video of me leashing somebody went viral, and then once the video went up, everyone was like, yo, that's you? Like, is that you? And I'm like, yeah, it's me. Okay. And I started making it a public thing. So when it became a public thing, I was just like, okay. And it's got me so many different advances I've never seen. Like, I mean, different publications, different magazines. I've done interviews, I've done TV, I've done different things. So I didn't even think it would be this much or where it is now. Even the titles that I have now as far as kink education and me learning and growing and doing more. So I don't know where I'll be further. I don't know if my role will develop, which I do feel it would, because I've been developing it for the past 5 years and counting. Maybe a few more years, maybe. Who knows where it'll take me? I could be Dr. Ruth one day. No, like.
Financially, what does a good year look like and versus a slow year?
From just submissives or sessions alone?
I guess with everything that you sort of do.
You could see a good 50K. Mm-hmm. Pandemic year, I seen maybe about 46K. And that was just strictly a lot of online. I wasn't even doing in-person sessions due to COVID and whatever else, but a lot of online, a lot of just monetary gifts, things sent to me, furniture, laptops, things like that, jewelry, anything.
Is this a full-time gig?
It's 24 hours. It's ongoing. But it's very passive as well. I could be chilling in my house watching cartoons, being serious if I wanted to be doing that, and making money to my phone. I could be doing a humiliation text session all day, cursing somebody out, and I could be just chilling in my house or going out with my friends, living my life. It's 24 hours. And being that you have submissives who are all around the world, the sun goes down on one side, but not on the other. So whereas 1 a.m. I might be up, but I might not be talking to American subs. I might be talking to my English subs who are up right now, getting ready for work. So now if I'm up at that time to talk to them, I'm up. It's 24 hours.
How demanding is that lifestyle for you? Like, is it taxing? Do you ever feel like, you know what, I can't do this? Or what about when you need the day off, or when you...
I take my days off. that's the joy of it. Once again, when you're in this lane of sex work domination, you're the dominant. You're in charge of your whole career. You're in charge of whatever you want to do, how you want to look, who, what. There's doms who are girls who just do gamer doms. Like you set up your frame custom to you however you want it. If I want to take off today, I don't got a right today. If I don't want to talk to you today, I'm not fucking talking to you today.
You told me you're in control, but also these people are paying their money, so in a way they're in control too.
Exactly.
And then you told me a story. Would you like to share your friend that sort of broke character?
Yeah, like you just said. Like, yes, you are in control of the session. You're in control of the sway of how it goes and what you're doing. But this person is also trusting you with that control of them, because a lot of the time these are men who are CEOs and high positions, high places. They're coming to you to let their guard down, so they're trusting you. So they have the power too to say no. They have the power too to say, I don't want to do this anymore, or can we conclude the session, or can we end it? I've had sessions in where he'll say, can we stop role play, but can we talk? Like, and that's happened too. They just want to talk to you. Therapeutic sessions, like it's used in different ways. So you're in control, but they are too in a sort of way. Like, there's some girls, sometimes I've had a friend, like I said, I was saying earlier, a friend of mine, she was in the middle of her, like, first session, this is early in the game, and she kind of snickered as she was dominating this man, and he kind of looked at her like, now my trust is broken with you, I don't like it, let's conclude the session. And that was it. She never seen that man again, he never wrote her back. She probably could have had a well-paying client if she didn't break character and realize that, you know, his emotions are in your hands too. So you have to keep it sensual. You have to keep that dominant sub relationship with the submissive to make them comfortable, because that's what makes them come back.
Right. What was your introduction to sex?
My introduction to sex, damn. I say as most girls, you're curious, start looking around, music, you hearing things, you're like, what that mean? I start asking questions. I'm grateful to have a mother that was pretty open about things like that. So me, when I was introduced to sex, it wasn't in a fast way. It wasn't like I'm learning how to fuck. It was me reading about reproductive organs, like, oh, this is what this does. Okay, cool. Like, I learned in that fashion, and then I was able to learn me as in sexually. Like, but before that, it was like real anatomy books. Like, oh, this is what this does. Mom was like, this is what happens here. This is what happens when this and this happens. She gave me the straight layout. But talking to her about sexual things and things like that was very easy to do. So I think my transition was pretty easy, or to be open and to be who I am sexually.
And your relationship with mom and dad?
A-okay. I'm a daddy's girl all the way. My parents are really very much aware of what I do. My mother finds joy in telling people that her daughter whips white men. She finds it hilarious. She's like, you know what she do? She really do. Is whip the men. She whip white men. She loves it. My dad gets it, but he's like, okay, but okay. But you safe? That's what's his main thing. But I explain it to him as much as possible. He gets it. But my family's very comfortable with it. Everybody's public with it. I'm very public with it. So.
Do you ever want the traditional family one day?
I do. I guess. Yeah.
You do or you get?
I do. A kid, husband, housewife-ish. Yeah, I like that dynamic.
Do you see yourself getting there like this?
I could see it happening. I'm grateful that the men that I have been meeting are a little bit more open-minded in this day and age. Maybe a few years ago, a lot of men would be like, oh, hell no. But now a lot of them are more open to it. They understand it. And once you're explaining it to them in clarity, and most of the time, most men feel like, if you're not fucking my girl, then okay. If you ain't touching her nowhere right ways, okay. Like, once you break it down and understand it, get understanding to it, then I shouldn't have a problem meeting a mate for me.
And why, are you single?
I am right now.
And why do you feel like that is? Is it not something you're looking for right now? Are you sort of focused on your career?
Yeah, I'm a little focused right now. I was in a relationship previously. Me and that person did not work out due to his reasons of his personal life, but it had nothing to do with my personal life on my behalf. Like, he had kid issues. I don't do kids. I don't do
baby mama drama.
Yeah, I don't do baby mama drama.
Okay.
So, yeah. But other than that, me dating, I haven't had any problems.
I feel like so much of what you do is what other people are into. What are you into?
What gets me into this is I like the power exchange.
Like that.
I enjoy it. I enjoy the fact that I have men who are in higher power positions that come to me to trust me enough to say, I want to give you my power, like my power basically, like I want to bow to your feet. I want to be your submissive. These are men who run corporations. These are men who are judges downtown Supreme Court. These are men who work for the FBI. They're men who are cops, fire department, rappers, NFL players, basketball players. They all come to you with this, just I want to be who I am at the moment, and you are trusted to have that. I appreciate that.
How do you feel about the guy that is sort of stepping out on his wife or his girlfriend, and he comes to you? What's this laugh? What is that?
That's normal.
Yeah.
It happens all the time.
But you don't feel no way. There's no sort of like, this is kind of fucked up.
This is why I don't have a problem with it, because what I know is this is BDSM. And the lane that I'm in is fantasy. So sometimes these men may not even have a wife, right? But they'll tell you that. So you can give them back the screaming, oh, your wife won't do this, oh, you can lay next to your wife and look at me? What a dummy. Like, they like that type of humiliation. So they might sell you a story.
Right.
So you can give them what they want. It's fantasy a lot of the time. But if he is married or something, that's his business. I don't have any problem.
So I remember when you said this is sort of like prostitution in a sense when the police look at it, right? Usually a prostitute has sex with a guy and it's over after he climaxes. Is there a climax for your clients? Is there a...
Not for me.
When is it over? When is the session over? When do you determine the session over? Like
so it goes by hourly increments. So usually my sessions, it depends on what it is. The minimum you pay me for, like maybe let's just say a foot worship session. A foot worship session basically entails of a sub rubbing my feet. He might want to kiss my feet. He might ask me to gag him with my mouth, like choke him out or something of the sort. But my foot sessions start at $400 an hour. So that's an hour of my time. I start my timer. We start from the beginning. It might be a mixture of things. It might be a little bit of impact play. It might be me choking with my feet. It might be, maybe I'll go outside. It depends on what he likes. You have subs who like dirty feet, sweaty feet, clean feet. You might have subs who like wet feet, anything. So it depends on what I might be in the mood to do. If I go outside with my foot in dirt and say, now lick it up, like, or something of the sort, or lick my boots, or whatever entails with the foot worship. It could be stockings. It could be anything. That takes up the time. And the time goes fast. I'm not gonna lie, like it really goes fast. After you get dressed, ready to go, they see the time, they ask, okay guys, any more time? You got about 10 minutes, so enjoy yourself. That's about it. When the session is done, now you have a time called aftercare, which is very, very much implemented in this field because you can't just punch somebody in the face, stuff your toe in your mouth, and be like, all right, get the fuck out, have a good day. That's not how it works. After it's done, you have to talk to that person. You want some water? Are you okay? How do you feel? Or usually they tell you, I feel really good. That was a great release for me. Me personally, I don't allow my subs to come in front of me. You can't. You go home and take care of that. For this is a mental release for you. This is another release. You'll have blue balls till you leave from me, but you won't touch your penis. So, like I said, it's a mental thing. It's a mind fuck. Is what you can't do around me. That's my boundaries. There are some doms who might have sex. There are doms who do their own thing. There's doms who get their pussy in when they're doing face sitting sessions. I don't do that personally. I don't do your thing, girls, but it's not for me. So for my subs, they don't get a release with me, and not a physical coming release. Not with me.
What does this version of you tell the freshmen in college? Or what did she say to you?
This version of me tells that version of me, you doing it, bitch, because yo, freshman me was like, whoa, I don't know, this school shit is crazy, like it's a lot. My grades are great, but what am I gonna do, you know? And I thought I was gonna be a teacher, a professor somewhere, and I decided to use my degree differently because I never would have thought it'd be this and into this a little bit, but I wouldn't be mad. Freshman me is not mad at me now.
Straight up. There's a lot of people that I was like in college with and stuff like that, and they got their degrees and
It ain't
they're
going
doing
to nothing different. It's
they're
something
doing Uber
completely
Eats.
different.
You know what I'm saying?
It's true.
They're doing, you know. So the fact that who's using their degree these days? It's like the biggest scam.
I'm telling you.
You have any regrets?
Nah, I don't have no
Anything
regrets.
you wish you'd done differently?
No, especially in the beginning, I think I did the steps I was supposed to do. And I'll tell anybody, if you are coming in, it's the education. The education part is so important. Read books, get knowledgeable, learn about kinks. Kinks are always changing. They have catfish kinks. There's girls who are not even the girl that they're posting, and they're making money. Like, get to know what's around you, how it's happening, get to know boundaries, get to know all those things. Like, I'm proud to say that I did that for myself in the beginning, and it helped me. And I still read books, I still educate myself. It's ongoing. Always educate yourself. Always keep consent, always remember your safety.
Have you ever had like one of those powerful law figures or judges or, you know, yeah.
What? Come to me?
Yeah.
Oh,
Work
yeah.
with them.
Yeah, I've signed a few NDAs.
NDAs.
Heavy on the rappers,
Wow.
NFL players,
Wow.
and 2 basketball players.
And look, this could never come out.
My own friends don't even know.
And how did they find you?
They write me.
Your
the
first,
internet?
your first.
And you know how they
celebrity.
come in? They come in on the invisible.
Of course.
They hit me on the invisible.
Finsta.
Boom. No, it'll be them, but it'll be invisible messages. So it's the ones that delete after hour. So I see the message coming, I see the blue check, I'm like, okay. I see you liking stuff, certain videos. Oh, okay.
This is what I'm into.
What you into? Right. What you here for? Oh, I want to book a session. Or you're beautiful. You know, I want to get to know what you into. They start asking certain questions. I'm like, oh, okay. And then we talk and we do business.
What happens when you're like sort of intrigued by the celebrity or this is somebody you still listen to?
I have.
And you ain't fold?
No. I have.
You ain't fold.
One of my favorites. I have.
And still nothing.
I had to thug it out.
Wow.
Professional.
Like that's like a different level of restraint. Most people aren't doing that.
Because when you thinking about the bigger picture, I'm not fumbling my bag for being oh my God, I'm not doing that. I'm not here for that. You know what I'm here for. You know what I paid for. You know what you paid for. This is what I'm giving. So you getting.
What was the scariest moment for you? I know you take a lot of precautions. You have your gun, you have security, but what was sort of like a moment where maybe you felt a little uneasy or you felt like?
I've had a moment like that maybe like twice, and that's before me even meeting the person in person, like prior. Something that sometimes inside of you rings off stranger danger. Sometimes you be like, this ain't it. It's not feeling good. If I don't feel good about it, I won't take it. That's why I'm happy I'm at this point in my career where I can make my choice. Some girls do work by what they need, and I get it. Some girls do work by force because they have to do it. I gotta make sure I eat tonight, so I have to take this session even though I'm frightened, even though I don't want to. And you're doing it because you have to. But I'm happy I'm at that point in my life where I can say, I don't need this today, I'm good. Or I don't like how you make me feel, I don't like how you talking to me, so I'm good. Like, I've been there where a guy didn't want to give me his ID. Luckily, once again, getting to know your Dom sisters and your Dom folks around you, I asked a friend of mine, I'm like, yo, this guy follows you. You know him? You worked with him before? Because he said your name. She's like, yo, he's funny. He acts really weird. She said, he didn't want to give me his proper ID. I said, what ID picture did he give you? It was 2 different IDs. So I'm like, this is not the same person that he's sending to me, but he's telling me that he worked with you. She said, we didn't work together, he tried. And this is the ID he sent me, and I felt funny because he was funny about sending me the proper identification. Stuff like that. Because if I didn't inquire with her or ask a question, he probably could have killed me or something like that. Anything could have happened.
Yeah, it's good. You sort of have like that good close-knit community. It's not
Yeah.
too many of y'all
Yeah.
where, you know, if I know you, you know me, like, let's look out for each other. Let's
Right,
keep that.
especially as the black doms, we stick together. You know him?
Fire.
You heard of him? And no, girl, I don't like it. Or I had a situation with him, I didn't like it. Or he don't pay me. Or they will say it.
There's this new movie that I was watching on Netflix. And
Which one?
And the girl was this guy was killing these doms, but they was doing the virtual.
On the virtual,
Yeah.
I did see it.
Yes. Oh yeah.
I
So
did see it,
it's
I
pretty
did see
cool.
it.
Okay, so have you dealing with online, dealing with catfishes, have you ever been scammed out of money or with?
Wow, when I first started, I was. And now I said it'll never happen to me again.
What happened?
And it wasn't crazy scam, but he scammed me out some feet pictures, and I was like, oh,
Oh, he finessed you out the.
oh, you finessed me? I was like, oh, okay.
Finessed
okay.
you out the socks.
Yeah, because he if you don't know how to work, like, so I have different forms of payment. Besides monetary cash, I take gift cards. I take the Amazon credits. I take Amazon credit.
Yeah, I need
as
that.
a form of payment as well, because a lot of my UK subs, they can't do regular forms of payment, so they'll send you gift cards on Amazon. Anything they can send in card form, they'll send. So I do a lot of Amazon. You can go on an Amazon wish list and it'll say you purchased something, right? But anybody who shop on Amazon, it may not take the money right away or immediately, but it will say purchased. He has said that he purchased a few amount of things that equaled up to a certain amount. I saw purchase. I was like, okay, cool. Mind you, it's like my first one. I'm still learning. I'm like, okay, cool. Sent one for a picture. He like, oh, I purchased it. I said, okay, I sent two. Then the next day I seen it clear that it did not show purchase. I was like, what the fuck happened here? So I called Amazon and asked them, like, how does this work? So she explained it to me. I said, oh, you finessed me.
Okay, gotcha.
It will
yeah.
never happen again. And of course it never happened again, but that's just you learning. You playing and you learning. It could have been, thankfully, a little minor thing like that happened to me, and that was online. It was feet. It could have been worse. It could have been some girls who were showing their full body at the time, were showing a lot more than what you needed. So feet, I was like, all right, I made that, but it's never happening to me again.
Wow. Did you ever have to be sort of a dom to another woman?
Have I dominated other women?
Yes.
Yes. I'm more sensual with the women. I like to have fun with the women. I'm not gonna lie. They're not coming to me as men. They more want the experience. 9 times out of 10, they just want to experience it without a man. They want a woman to do it to them. So they might want to experience how it is to be spanked, but they don't want a man to do it. Or they might have trauma with men. They might have personal reasons why they don't want to work with men. So they'll say, I want to try spanking, but I don't want to. All right, cool. I've definitely done sessions with women. They're mad fun. I've had women come to me to do cat play.
What's that?
The same way I do puppy play with the dogs and you leash them in. Some of them have cat ears. They want to be treated like little cats, fed bowls, milk, things like that. So women are different, but I love women sessions because they really just come to you for that feminine touch. They don't want to be with men, but they want to be themselves.
What do you feel about sort of like all of these different energies? I know you
I'm big on that.
you feel like somebody that's super in tune, you know what I mean? So
Yeah,
like
I'm big on
all
that.
of those energies that come around you, like how do you process with that? How do you sort of release from that and decompress and, you know, do those things?
I definitely benefit in that way because of me being able to vet who I'm around. Once again, I don't have to. If from the beginning, if you're not approaching me correctly, or if I feel a way about you, I won't do it. I have to be feeling your energy at some point. I have to be feeling what you're saying to me. I have to be feeling comfortable on how you're even speaking to me via text. If I don't feel comfortable, then I don't do it. When I am in that person's energy or their minds, we do our session or whatever. But after that, I'm spiritual. I sage up the space. My dungeon will clean it up, clean out, cleanse, and we move forward. You know, like I'm really big on that. Like how you make me feel. If you're approaching me a certain way, it's how you make me feel. for me to say yes or no to the session, period. Because it's my comfortability first.
I know you usually charge, but what's some advice that you would give somebody that's just starting out? Some things you wish you knew before you stepped into it. Maybe it's not all what it seems, or maybe it is what it seems, or you know what I'm saying, you gotta be built for it. Like, what are some things, you know, some pointers?
Be yourself. That's the first one. I got as far as I got by being myself. There's some girls who are more dainty. I'm what they call a bratty dom. It's my way or the highway. I run shit how I want to run shit. So I've learned how to incorporate my personal.
A Brooklyn girl.
Period. And that's what everybody gets, is the Brooklyn girl. Like, well, you know, you from New York. Like, yeah, I mean, that's like dom conventions. They're like, you from New York? I am. And this is how we run it. This is how I do it. But I found my own persona within me. Some girls come out and they want to be like me, aggressive, or, you know, I'm this and you got to do this, or I'll slap you. And then when you see them in person, the sub is like, you're not giving what I thought you was giving. I'm looking for that, what you was giving. Then that puts you in a lot of danger because you're not doing what they're asking you, or they're not coming. You're not giving what they're paying for. Be yourself. Educate yourself. I'm very, very big on that. Read BDSM from A to Z. Learn it. Get familiar. Terms. Know your worth. Don't just be putting up, and know that you don't have to show a lot of skin for nothing. You don't have to, and I'm not against no sex work. Girls, if you're showing it, show it, do your thing, that's your lane. But as a dom, you don't have to do much to receive much. It's working smarter, not harder. I don't have to do a lot. If I can go post a selfie, the same selfie I post on my regular Instagram is what I post on my Twitter right now. And I'm gonna get paid on something. Because I said this is what I'm doing, you gotta pay me for this picture. I look pretty today. You're paying for me being pretty. Like, it's just, you learn how to play with it. Also, never come into this game thinking that you're gonna make $1 million off the top. It's never gonna happen. Some girls get lucky. You have some girls who are sugar doms, who get to be dominant to their sugar daddies. And they have relationships like that. Everyone's relationship is different. So you cannot expect that you're coming in the game and you're gonna make this amount of money. It doesn't work that way. You build up. Sometimes you get lucky, sometimes you don't. Some days are good, some days are bad. Know that. Like, and never take someone else's plight and think that it's yours. You have some doms who are really up there now. For New York City, my name is kind of ringing bells a little bit.
Okay.
So if you hear my name, the girls be like, the girls be like, oh, I know. I've been to a class, so I did a class with her. I do online classes, things like that as well. Like, I've done a brunch with her. I've seen her. I've been to a munch. I've been to events. Like, getting out there, people knowing who you are, that helps. Get comfortable in your community. Get to know other doms around you. Get to know the black doms around you. Get to know who's around you, period, because these people can help you or save you one day. Get to know your community. Like, it's always something new to learn, but be open. That's the best advice I could give you. Be yourself, educate yourself, stay safe, consent always, and be open.
So your daughter says, you know, Mom, I'm into it. I think I could, you know, become a dom. What do you say?
I wouldn't be mad. I don't think I'll be mad, especially with the proper training. If it's coming from me, then I could teach her how to really start from scratch and get the proper knowledge. It's really about your safety.
Word.
You know, like, to let her know that you don't have to go to extreme miles to do anything. You don't even have to be unclothed. I'm sure by that time, you might not even have to be there in person at this point. You probably racking up from the online, and I get why you like it.
It's gonna be an avatar.
I'm telling you, she just be like teleporting her skin there or something. Like, at that point, it's not gonna be a lot happening. So, you know, but I'm just saying, I probably would be comfortable with it.
But what about your son? And he says, I'm into this.
Even better.
And women is beating on him. And
no, he ain't not getting beat on.
I'm saying, but this is what
he wants to be a submissive.
Yes, he wants to be.
He might like it.
And you okay?
That's his personal business.
Right.
If you find a woman who's doing this for you in your personal bedroom and you enjoy it, enjoy that, son. I'm proud of you. Happy. It's your business.
I think about sex work as there being no real expiration date. You know,
sex is the oldest hustle in history
and will
of the
forever.
world.
Like, you're
Like
not
a
gonna.
roach. Roaches don't die. Like, sex work is a roach.
It'll
never go away.
Could you give this game 20 years of you? 30 years of you?
maybe not that long, but if I could see myself where, there's doms who are older, who've been in the game this amount of years, but they've reached to the point where they have in-house subs that are maids, and they've turned it to different. Like I remember a few years ago, an article went viral with the lady who had the people come clean her house. They pay her to clean her house. It works out for her. She's elderly, but she was a dom in her right. And they love to come help, and they pay her to clean and take care of her home. It might be beneficial for me one day. Who knows? But it doesn't always have to be me in the field no more. I don't have to be, spanking and doing impact. I might not have to do that anymore. It might be lighter where it's like, okay, this one was my pool boy, and this one became my chauffeur, and this one, you never know how far to go.
I know you say you don't do blood play, but like, has you ever been spanking a guy, hitting a guy so much it breaks skin?
So no, I've never been to that point because once again, it's consent. I also ask about pain levels. It depends on what you like. I have some submissives who like to be spanked hard, who like to be spanked to their like skin is red hot. They like that. Then you have some who don't take impact play. Some of them might like scratching instead. Some of them might like a little bit of fan or tickling instead. It depends, but it all depends on the comfortability of that submissive. So I'm not gonna just go in there swinging, and this is not something he likes, because now this is not enjoyable, and now you can call the cops on me at this point.
See, I was also curious about, I know sometimes you have your rates when it comes to the foot play and things like that, but do you have rates for everybody, or do you kind of see where their money is at?
Nah.
Nah,
you can't, if you don't have the money, I tell you, go make the money and come back.
Yeah, but is there like,
I don't care if you poor, broke, I don't give a fuck. The rate is the rate, it's what it is.
so you have a rate for everything?
Save your money and come back.
Wow.
I don't make exceptions.
When it comes to the gifts, though, they could send you whatever they want.
It could be whatever, but also that doesn't count as the tribute, initial tribute. The initial fee to talk to me alone is $75. Wow. So once you're writing me on Twitter or any form of social media, it's starting $75 and up, whatever from there. But $75 for me to even address or acknowledge your message. So if you're sending something like that and then you send a gift on top of it, that's just you showing your gratitude for me. So it would add up to what I think in my mind. So if you send me a gift that's worth $50, but you paid your $75, that's in my mind, okay, that's that plus this. But you still have to pay that initial. If you can't afford the initial, I'll barely give you a sentence.
I've seen one dom online, somebody sent her a tribute, and she was like,
double it.
Nigga, this ain't shit.
Period.
I'm still not talking to you. Like, I was just like,
I have them send to me and I'll ignore you still. I don't care. Oh. I do ignore sessions too. I'm very big with those.
Wait, so somebody's paying you so you could ignore them?
To ignore them. So they'll call me, they'll ask me the initial fee, which is $75, and then they'll ask me for 10 minutes of like a session, which is, I'm heavy on humiliation, ignore sessions. Ignore sessions come and they'll basically ask me to be on my Skype, and I'm the same way me and you, we are chatting, chilling. They'll be watching me have this conversation. That's all they can really do. I won't acknowledge that they're talking, looking at me. I've done this. I sit in my house, I watch my movies, I'm smoking, I'm chilling, I'm in tune watching what I'm doing. They're like, God, it's high, please. Shut the fuck up. I'm watching a show. I'm not paying you mind. Like, this is what we're doing.
What happens when you're on a date and you gotta like humiliate somebody real quick?
Oh, depending if you my nigga, you know what's up, babe. Hold on. But you know what's crazy too? You have some subs who want to please you and your mate. Like they want to. Oh, do you have a king? Can I purchase something for him too? So yeah, I got a best friend that's a boy. I push it on my list for him all the time. You want? Yeah, I put this. I put that. You purchased it. Get it.
This is an incredible life to live. I speak to a lot of people about a lot of different things. I would say like this is like one of the most outlandish hustles, outlandish traps that, you know what I mean, that I've seen. Maybe one day we'll get you back with a sub and see what that dynamic is like.
Yeah, I think y'all seeing it is like every time I do an interview with somebody, they're like,
it's just so weird. Do they have,
They just like,
they have outfits they have to wear, or they can just...
usually with me, because my thing, I like purple and black as my colors. My leashes are all purple. Excuse me. So usually I make them wear black bottom, maybe topless, top knot. It depends on how I feel, but usually black.
So when you're out in public with these guys, with that attention, do you have security with you then too?
Yeah. Somebody's always there.
Okay.
Whether I can see you, whether I know you're in a distance, whether you down to tracking my phone, you're always around, you know where I'm at. So yeah, it gets attention.
Describe people's reaction.
It's always the looks. It's always the looks. That's why you have to be confident. You have to just know what you're doing. This is what I'm doing, y'all. I know y'all see it. Yes, it's public because this person is consenting to that. He's asking for public humiliation. I've done public humiliation meetups in restaurants where I've I've done my favorite one. There was 7-Eleven. I went to 7-Eleven. I told myself, meet me at 7-Eleven. I wanted to pee in the slushie and make him drink it. So I peed in the slushie and I made him drink the blueberry slushie. I peed in the cup, brought it out. I'm like, I'll make the slushie. And he made the slushie and he drank my pee for the day. Humiliation. And then I have a really, really good one with the guy. I slapped him a lot with the money. He gave me $300. I just slapped him and spit in his face and let him throw him to the floor. And 5 minutes of my time is a cash meet. So you don't meet me for less than $200 for a cash meet, which is 5 minutes. So you just get on your knees. I write my money in 20s. So you give me an initial, a send first, $50 first to solidify that you're coming. That's non-refundable. Then you get there, I have my money in 20s, and then I put my hand out, you give me my money each bill, and then I probably would slap you with it or spit at you or...
This is Trappin Anonymous. My name is Chris Styles. Let's get it.